I think the challenges facing, the project industry right now are all, driven by the macro, post COVID inflationary environment that we're in. And to Mike's point, right, on every project, you're going to have an auditable policy. So, making sure that your costs that you're using on the go in are more than adequate, recognizing that you're probably going to pay more to build the project, over the course of 3 or 4 years while you're building it. Your projects are delayed. A lot of projects are being delayed. You have to partner with carriers that are able to, willing to, and reasonably price extensions. Because of Mike's comment about labor. Labor is very difficult. Again, coming out of the post-pandemic, it's been a challenge to get everybody back to work. And the construction industries, had to delay projects because a certain trade can't get out on site. Those things are affecting, the way you approach a project on the go in, and ultimately keeping, in touch with your contractor throughout the life of the project to make sure everything's on track to finish on time. And if not, get ahead of it so that, you can have adequate time to negotiate extensions, particularly on a multi-layered placement where everybody has to sign off on an extension.
Funding's an issue these days too. I mean, I've had many projects where, we've had to ask for 45, 60 days to pay because they're trying to get their premium financing together. Timing of the job being funded is something else that needs to be factored in. Not everybody can get everything with one loan, as we saw on one project in Hawaii. Money's being given, but dependent upon the place and construction they're at and the number of sales of the units. Labor is something to keep in mind, the quality of labor. I don't have a project that, well, not many that I have finished on time. So we usually
bring up a good point in, where we have a project that is getting multiple is funding from multiple sources, and it's happening in real time while we're building the tower, and as we build the tower, we may have a financier that comes in, in the middle of us building it and is requiring, like we had in our little one that we have, is, where somebody comes in and wants more limit, and, again, did we leave ourselves, do we anticipate that? So, we anticipate, changes while we're building the program, and we layer and use carrier capacity to hedge that. So that if we are, nearing the end of completing a tower and all of a sudden find out that they have new financing that's requiring another 50 million, we have the ability to restructure and build that expeditiously.
The other thing too is it's important for the brokers to check in with us periodically through the course of construction and let us know where they're at in the timeline and the budget. So one, are you going over budget? Two, are you running out of time? If you're running out of time and need an extension, or you're going over budget, it's a lot easier for us to call carriers earlier than later and let them know, one, we're going to need more time, and two, hey, we're going over budget. Maybe we could work something out on the rate so that they're not going to get killed on audit. Especially if material costs go up again, or delays are because of, it could be, I don't know, another event where things shut down or materials are delayed or certain things just... There's always something that comes up, but having an early conversation will give us the ability to get out there and, get with the markets, negotiate, again, the terms that need to be negotiated and get the best results possible. I mean, I've even had projects where we had 3 projects set in stone and 2 fell off. And then a year later, we had to go back and see if we can get 2 new projects approved and swap them out. So those conversations are important to have early on.